Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, during lunch, or relaxing at home, we're really glad you joined us.
Hey there! Great to see you all again. I had a funny moment at work this morning. My manager asked me something in a meeting, and I froze. I knew what I wanted to say, but the words just didn't come out the way I wanted.
Oh, I totally get that. And honestly, that's exactly why today's topic is so important. A lot of people can speak English at home or with friends, but at work, it feels different, right? The pressure is real.
It really is. So today on Simple English Talks, we're talking about how to speak better English at work. We're going to look at everyday conversations. Things like talking to your boss, joining meetings, asking questions, and giving updates.
By the end of today's episode, you'll have real phrases and sentences you can use starting tomorrow at work. Not textbook English, real natural English that sounds confident and professional. Here's a question for you. Write your answer in the comments. What's the hardest situation for you at work when you use English? Is it meetings, emails, talking to your boss? Let us know. We love reading your comments. They really help us make better episodes for you. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to Simple English Talks so you never miss an episode. We post new content every week. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with the basics, how to talk to your boss and coworkers in a natural, confident way. Let's go. Okay, so let's start with one of the most common work situations, giving updates to your boss or a manager. This happens all the time. Your boss asks, "How is the project going?" And you need to answer clearly and confidently.
Right. And a lot of learners freeze here because they're not sure which words to use. So let's give you a simple formula. The structure is status plus progress plus next step. That's it. 3 parts.
So, for example, everything is going well. I finished the first part and I'm working on the second part now. I'll have it ready by Friday. See how natural that sounds? Status, going well. Progress, finished part 1, working on part 2. Next step, ready by Friday.
Let me give you a few more examples. The report is almost done. I just need to check the numbers. I'll send it to you this afternoon. Or, we had a small delay, but we're back on track now. The team is working on it today.
I use that one a lot, actually. We're back on track. It sounds so professional, and your boss immediately understands that there was a problem, but it's being handled. That's what managers want to hear.
Exactly. Now, what about the negative form? What if things are not going well? This is really important because learners often avoid saying bad news, and that actually causes more problems at work.
So instead of saying nothing or just, "It's okay," when it's not, you can say, "I'm having some trouble with this part. Can I get some help?" Or, "There's a small problem. I wanted to let you know early." See how honest and professional that sounds?
Great point. And here's a useful phrase. I want to keep you updated. That phrase makes your boss feel respected and informed. It shows you care about communication. Try using it this week. Write in the comments if you've tried it. We'd love to hear.
Now, talking to coworkers is a bit more relaxed. With coworkers, you can be more casual. Instead of, "Could you please assist me?" you'd say, "Can you help me with this?" Or, "Hey, do you have a minute?" To summarize this section, when giving updates, use status plus progress plus next step. Be honest when there are problems, and match your language to the person. More formal with your boss, more casual with coworkers. Really simple, really powerful. Okay, now let's talk about meetings. Meetings are one of the most stressful situations for English learners at work. You're sitting there, everyone is talking, and you want to say something, but you don't know how to start. Yes, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. So let's give you some phrases to jump into a conversation naturally. These are real phrases that native speakers use every day. Let's start with agreeing with someone. You can say, I agree with that. That's a good point. I think you're right. These are simple, but they help you participate without having to say a lot. And if you want to add your own idea, try, I'd like to add something. Can I just say one thing? Or building on what you said. That last one is very professional. Building on what you said, I think we should also consider, what if you disagree? That's the tricky one. In English at work, you don't usually say you're wrong. Instead, you soften it. You say, I see your point, but, or that's interesting. I actually see it a little differently. Much more polite.
Right. And in formal meetings versus casual team meetings, the level of formality changes. In a formal meeting, I'd like to raise a concern about the timeline. In a casual team meeting, hey, I'm a bit worried about the deadline. Can we talk about it?
Now, here's a quick practice. Imagine your colleague just said, I think we should move the product launch to next month. How do you respond? Try it out loud right now. You could say, I agree. That gives us more time to prepare. Or, I understand the idea, but I think we might lose customers if we wait too long. First tip, always listen fully before you respond. Second, use softer language when you disagree. Third, ask questions to show interest, like, can you tell me more about that? Or, what do you think the impact will be? Comment below with one phrase you want to remember from this section. There's one more really useful phrase for meetings. Just to clarify. Use it when you're not sure you understand something. Just to clarify, are we saying the deadline is this Friday or next Friday? It's polite and professional, and native speakers use it all the time. Great section. So to review, to join meetings confidently, use phrases to agree, add ideas, and politely disagree. Match your formality to the situation, and never be afraid to clarify. Asking questions shows you're engaged, not confused. All right, let's move to something that comes up every single day at work. Making requests. Asking someone to do something for you or asking your boss for something. This is where a lot of learners sound too direct, almost rude, without meaning to. Exactly. And the difference is small but so important. Compare these two sentences. Send me the file. Versus, could you send me the file when you get a chance? Same message, totally different feeling. The second one is warm, polite, and professional. For requests, the magic words are, could you? Would you mind? And is it possible to? These phrases automatically make your request sound polite and professional. For example, would you mind reviewing this before I send it? Is it possible to move our meeting to Thursday? And when you're asking your boss for something, like time off or a deadline extension, you want to be even more careful. Try, I wanted to ask if I could take Friday off. I've finished my main tasks for the week. You're asking politely and giving a reason. That's the key. Now, what about saying no? This is really hard for many people, especially in a work environment. But sometimes you're too busy or it's not your responsibility. How do you say no without damaging the relationship? A great formula is acknowledge plus reason plus alternative. I'd love to help, but I'm really swamped right now. Maybe I could look at it next week? Or, that's not really my area, but I think Maria could help you with that. You're not just saying no, you're being helpful about it. Let's practice. I'll make a request and you respond politely. Here we go. Can you finish the whole report by tonight? Think about it. You might say, I'll do my best, but it might be more realistic to aim for tomorrow morning. Would that work for you? Nice. And that brings up a great tip about tone. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Even in English, a calm, steady voice makes you sound confident. Try not to rush when you're speaking in a meeting. Slow down slightly. It makes you sound more in control. You know what? Let's have you practice right now. Think of something you need to ask at work this week. A request to a coworker or asking your boss for something. Say it out loud right now using could you or would you mind? Come on, say it out loud.
Remember, making requests and saying no are everyday skills. Use could you, would you mind, and is it possible to for requests. Use acknowledge plus reason plus alternative when you need to decline. You'll sound natural, polite, and professional every time.
Okay, it's time for the part where we talk about mistakes. And I have to be honest, both of us have made all of these mistakes before. So please don't feel embarrassed. These are really common.
Mistake number 1, being too direct when making requests. A lot of learners say, give me the report. But this sounds like a command, not a request. The correct form is, could you give me the report? Or can you send me the report, please? Always add could, can, or please to soften it. And why does this happen? Because in some languages, the direct form is totally fine and even polite. But in English, especially at work, it can come across as rude or demanding. It's not about your intention, it's about how it sounds to a native speaker. Mistake number 2, overusing I know when you don't understand. Sometimes learners say, I know in meetings to seem confident, even when they're confused. This can actually cause big problems later. Instead say, just to make sure I understand, or let me confirm that. It's so much better.
Ha! I did that once in a meeting and then had no idea what to do after. I had to go back and ask privately, which was even more embarrassing. So please, just ask in the moment. Sorry, could you clarify that? Nobody judges you for asking. They judge you for pretending.
Mistake number 3, mixing up I will and I'm going to. At work, I will is for promises and decisions made right now. I'm going to is for plans you've already decided. So, don't worry, I'll handle it. That's a promise made in the moment. I'm going to send the report this afternoon. That's a plan you already had. Try using both correctly. Mistake number 4, ending emails and conversations without a clear next step. Don't just say, okay, thanks. Say, so just to confirm, you'll send me the updated version by Wednesday, right? Or, great, so our next step is to schedule a call for Thursday. This makes you look organized and professional. Write in the comments, which of these mistakes do you make most often? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Don't be shy. We've all made them. And knowing is the first step to fixing it. And remember, making mistakes means you're trying. That's always a good thing. All right, it's practice time. This is called choose the better sentence. I'll give you 2 options, and you decide which one sounds more natural and professional at work. Ready? Situation 1. Your boss asks for an update. Option A, I don't finish yet. Option B, I'm still working on it. I should be done by this afternoon. Which one? Option B, of course. Option A has a grammar mistake and doesn't give any helpful information. Option B is clear and professional.
Say option B out loud right now. I'm still working on it. I should be done by this afternoon. Good. Practice it until it feels natural. Situation 2. A coworker asks you to help with something, but you're busy. Option A, I can't. I'm busy. Option B, I'd love to help, but I'm swamped right now. Can we look at it together after lunch? Option B is so much warmer and keeps the relationship positive. Situation 3. You don't understand something in a meeting. Option A, I know. Option B, just to clarify, are you saying we need to submit it by Monday or Tuesday? Option B, it's honest and it makes you look attentive and detail-oriented. Situation 4. You need to ask your boss for a day off. Option A, I want Friday off. Option B, I wanted to ask if I could take Friday off. I finished my key tasks for the week. Option B sounds so much more professional and respectful. It shows you've thought about your work first. Now, here's your challenge. Create your own sentence. Think of something you need to say at work this week. Write it in the comments below, and we'll tell you if it sounds natural. We genuinely read your comments and respond.
The goal isn't perfection. The goal is communication. Even if you make small grammar mistakes, using the right phrases and the right tone will take you so far. Real English at work is about connection and clarity, not perfect grammar every single time.
Wow, what an episode! I'm so proud of you for listening all the way through. You've learned so much today, and you should feel really good about that. Let me quickly remind you of everything we covered. We covered 3 big areas. Number 1, giving updates to your boss using the status plus progress plus next step formula. Number 2, joining meetings confidently with phrases to agree, add ideas, and disagree politely. Number 3, making requests and saying no professionally using could you, would you mind, and the acknowledge plus reason plus alternative formula. That's a lot of really useful English. And the great news is, you don't have to learn everything at once. Pick one phrase from today's episode and use it at work tomorrow. Just one. That's how habits form, and that's how your English improves. Here's a question for you to think about. What's one situation at work where you want to feel more confident in English? Is it meetings, talking to your boss, saying no? Think about it, and then practice the phrases from today that fit that situation. If this episode helped you, please give it a like. It really helps more people find Simple English Talks. Share it with a friend or a colleague who's also learning English for work. And subscribe if you haven't already so you get our new episodes every week. We are here for your English journey. You are doing amazingly well. Learning English as an adult, especially for a professional environment, that takes real courage and real effort. Every episode you listen to, every phrase you practice, every comment you write, it all adds up. We're so proud of every single one of you. Thanks so much for spending this time with us at Simple English Talks. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and we'll see you next time.